The twin flame age gap. Why do twin flames often have a huge age gap? I'm going to talk about this in this video, so stay tuned. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Janine, and if you're wondering why is that person trying to talk to me about twin flames, well, I am a twin flame myself. Also, I have been a spiritual coach for more than 16 years, coaching twin flames, soulmates, and other divine counterparts in their ascension journey. And I have talked to more than 20,000 people, and I have gathered a lot of knowledge, a lot of information, data that I want to share with you in order to help you ascend. So if you want to ascend and understand more about your connection, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, because I'm pretty sure we can shove you to the next level. Yeah, the twin flame age gap. In this video, we're going to talk about why it exists, which sex usually is the older one, and we also talk about the purpose behind it. But I want to talk about something that I have not seen in other videos, something that I believe is very important. So stay tuned if you are watching several videos and you want to have an additional bonus aspect that you have never heard before. And also, if you happen to be the younger one and you're scared of your person dying long before you, I have a tip for you, because that is something that didn't happen in my case. My person didn't die, but it was a fear that I have had in the beginning of this journey, and I want to share my conclusion. But yeah, let's talk about the age gap first. Many twin flames are 10 years apart or even more, not all of them, but many are, and it has a specific reason, because there's often stigma when it comes to age. There's ageism, and twin flames want to clear that. Twin flames often have some kind of differences. It could be class differences, they come from different cultures, religions, or different sexual orientations, because they want to show the world we are one. Love has many faces, many colors, many ages, and we just want to show that, yeah, don't hold on to old structures. We want to break those structures to show that love is an energy and it should not be limited. Of course, when we're talking about age gaps, about adults, okay? We're not talking about there's like the 60-year-old guy and this 15-year-old girl, or vice versa, or we're talking about adults, okay? That is of course very important. Very often it happens in twin flame connections that the woman is older. However, it's not always the case. In my personal connection, I'm the younger one, and my twin flame is 19 years older, so that's quite an age gap, but not uncommon for twin flames at all. You have to remember that on the soul level, we are all the same age. We were created together, and having a difference like an age, which means you're like a different generation, can help to evolve faster, because you all have different angles and you bring something else to the table to create this third energy where you balance each other out, where you have your differences yet complementary, and you can enhance your own evolution, and also that can affect the people around you, and it can bring generations together. Of course, when you're talking about twin flame gap, we're not talking about 50 years, like could be like your grandfather. It is more something along the line that you can make work, that you can live together. As I always say, twin flames may be confused with other soul connections in if they're like very close when it comes to their age. For example, if they were born within several weeks or months, then it looks more like a soul twin connection, because they would share a lot of the same energy. They often have the same sun placement, Venus placement, Mercury placement, Mars placement, and of course the generational planets as well. And if you have a lot in common, it would be more highlighting a different kind of soul connections. However, it could still be your divine counterpart. And imagine twin flames, they come here to change the old paradigms, to break societal rules, and to show you that love is more than what society thinks it should be. And twin flames, they have true love. That means it's not one person like a sugar daddy image, or like the cougar, that kind of maybe unhealthy dynamic where they get together because of egoistic reasons, because they profit on, I don't know, like a material level, or like the older guy who gets the younger girl because it makes him feel good. That's not what Twin Flames is about. Twin Flames is about genuine love and affection, true love about the other person, sharing this special bond, this soul bond, recognizing each other as being part of themselves. And soon people around them will recognize that they are very similar, even though there might be differences at the first glance. But the more people would get to know them, they would realize, oh wait, you're actually completely the same in many regards. And also the age difference can help us to get over the wound of separation, because age can also be something that separates us, because you have your peer group very often, and then you have friends that are around your own age, and you don't really get another generation, and that can be a kind of separation in itself as well, that twin flames want to heal. Imagine twin flames, they don't just come down here to heal their own stuff, but also to show it to the world what is true love, and to establish new paradigms, to establish, I don't want to say a new normal, because it's not about creating a new normal, but it's about making it not normal because it should be about love in the end. And also one challenge could be to trust your own inner guidance, because you may have friends trying to talk you out of this, you have society trying to talk you out of this, and maybe in a aspect your ego is thinking like, oh, this person is too old or too young, or what will other person think about me. And that means that you kind of like connect your self-worth with what does society, what do your people around you think about you. And that is not true self-love, because true self-love has to come from the inside and not from what do other people think about us. But the thing is, when you learn about manifesting, you realize that when you change your inner self, when you learn to stand behind this connection, people will have to mirror you, and then they will have to accept it, which also means you can only be confronted with people who say negative stuff about your connection if there is a part of you that has not really accepted it yourself. Because remember, everybody around us is a mirror of a reflection of our own inner beliefs. So they either mirror back to you that you have difficulties with the age gap, or they mirror back to you your own belief that you are getting judged by others. And that is another wound that needs to be healed, and that is why the age gap can be helpful to really get into your own self-worth, to learn not to connect your self-worth to what may other people think, because again, then they will trigger you, they will mirror you, your own shadow, that you are not secure within yourself. That's another important lesson, that you learn to heal that wound, and that you learn to connect to your own soul, your own divinely guidance that is telling you, that is my person. Doesn't matter what the circumstances are, that is my person, that is the person I want to grow old with. So, and then another factor that you probably haven't heard about, it's astrology. When I really got into divine counterpart astrology, and that is another major factor of this channel, so check out my videos on that. But I read mine on my twin flames birth chart. That's where I really got into it, of course, to understand it. I was amazed about how everything was connected, everything. And I'm not just talking about synastry, where we had amazing placement, but also about our core energy. Of course, we know that twin flames, they are yin yang, they are part of the same energy. Imagine the yin yang symbol, it is one circle, it is one. However, there's two parts that are absolutely complementary, and each part has a part of the other within them. And I knew that that must show in astrology as well. If we share the same energy, there must be the same energy as well, but not by sharing the same sign so much. But again, there is a difference between split twin flames and monadic twin flames. I knew the yin yang energy must show up. So when you And if you are on a true twin flame journey, it's a true twin flame, not another kind of divine counterpart, even though you would find traits about that in astrology as well, of course. But if you're dealing with a true twin flame, then everything is like connected. It's perfection. I'm still in awe. Like, how can this be? And you must know that to create your counterpart, of course, it may take a while for the stars to align that your person's birth chart is your counterpart energy. And for me and my twin flame, it was 19 years apart. So when he was born, it took 19 years to create his perfect counterpart energy, and then I could come down here. So astrology is another factor. Astrology is not a very important factor when it comes to what will happen when. That will work if you're not very ascended yet, if you haven't learned about manifestation yet. It will tell you more about what will happen, but the more you are ascended, the more you create your own life, and then you can create things even though astrology says it's not the perfect timing for that. You can still create it. So we can discard this aspect when we talk about creation, about twin flames, but your birth chart, it's the archetype your soul chose to experience down here. And of course you can, for example, overcome karmic aspects in your chart, overcome the squares, for example, turn them into trines. I have a video on that. But overall, if you are a Virgo sun, you will always be a Virgo sun. It might be that when you age, maybe another aspect gets stronger, maybe like your moon aspect gets stronger, but you will always have the same moon sign. So you will have the same energies, the same tools that you can learn to use in different ways, but you chose your energy when you were born. And your twin flame will have the perfect complementary energy. And yes, it can take a while for the stars to align into this perfect energy. If you want more about that, please check out my video on divine counterparts and my videos on astrology when it comes to divine counterparts. That is what I specialized on. And yeah, I promised you a tip. What if you are younger? Again, my twin flame and I, that's 19 years apart. We met when I was 35. I'm almost 40 now. I will turn 40 this year in 2022, and he will turn 16 next year. And in the beginning of this connection, when I didn't learn about manifesting so much, I was like, oh my god, how many years do we have together? If women turn, I don't know what the average age is, maybe like 80, and men, they get a little bit younger, 75. How many years do we get? Like 15 years, and then I'm alone for the last like 3 decades of my life. What the hell? How is this fair? Like, why did I have to wait that long to meet my person, to get a couple of years with him, and then he will move on? Like, no. And I cried a lot in the beginning of this connection because of that. I didn't cry because I wasn't worried about what other people think. That was not my issue. But the fear of losing him permanently, even though of course I know we would always be connected on the 5D, but it's not the same. You cannot hug someone on the 5D. You cannot feel them physically. You cannot smell them. You know, it's a different thing. And the more I ascended, of course, the more I learned about manifesting, about different timelines, and that we get to create. And if you can imagine your person to be very old, then only because that is possible. And I always had the feeling that I would get really old, like 100 years. I never even wanted to be. It was just like this inner feeling, yeah, I'm gonna get old. Then I was like, okay, if I get like 100, I need him to become 119. That's what I always said to Spirit in the beginning. I need him to become 119, but healthy and fit, of course, not laying in bed for the last decade of his life. No. But then when I learned about manifesting, about also the law of attraction, but even more manifesting, I realized how much we can affect that. And that is when I lost that fear of the age gap, because I knew, okay, I can manifest this person becoming very old so we can grow old together, by consciously choosing that timeline and just keep on imagining it's us to live that long together. And yeah, that is something you can do if you are the younger person. If you're the older person, of course, you can still manifest becoming very old and still healthy and fit to have many, many, many years with your beloved. Well, if this helped you, please help me out by liking, subscribing, sharing my videos, spread the word. I want to help people ascend. I do have a lot of knowledge that I want to share with you, that I want to spread out into the world, because I want to live in a timeline where many, many people are happy with their counterparts, where they are ascended. That would be my personal dream life. So help me achieve it, please. And if you want personal coaching, my contact information is below. And I wish you all the best and a long, long, happy life with your beloved twin flame. Bye-bye.